it's a good start for you. So thank you for that, and I hand over to Matthias.
Thank you very much, Thomas, and thank you to Emilia and your team for organizing this today. I'm very pleased to be with you, all guys, participants, and Solarity. So, as Thomas said, my name is Matthias Groschel from K2 Systems. I am country manager at K2 Systems since 2011. Otherwise, I've been working in the PV industry since 2008. Hope you can, gain some benefit from me today. We will take questions during the presentation and after the presentation. I have also my colleague Alessandro, so if you have questions as we go through the presentation, Alessandro will help me, assist me with your questions. And now I suggest we hop straight into it. So what I have prepared today is the following agenda. I will, present to you new products, innovations, improvements, changes in our products that we have made in 2020 and this year. I will also talk about what's following. So, which solutions or new solutions are we working on for the next year? So briefly, the agenda, I will start with some facts about K2 systems. Um, as Thomas said, it's also surprising for me. Half of the participants have never worked with K2. Hopefully, this will be another trigger for you, to start working with us because it's really a high quality product and it's easy to work with us. Also with the digital tools that I will present during the presentation. So I will talk about our app, which is a roof check app, about our software. It's called Base. I will talk about a new app that's coming soon, which is called DocuApp. Then the new section is the flat roofs future. We have made some new changes, developed a new generation of flat roof solutions there as well, because these PV modules are constantly growing. Hopefully not anymore. We believe they will stabilize this size more or less. And new solutions in the area of pitch roof. So here is above all the micro rail for the wave-shaped metal roofs, rail up, which is a top piece above the speed rail or multi-rail for trapezoidal metal sheet, a new single hook alpine for mountainous regions where there's a lot of snow load, and new rail lengths. Good. So let's hop into it about K2. So we are mounting systems manufacturers for solar technology. Globally, we are known for being very, very big rooftop specialists. So I want to emphasize this. So rooftop specialists, we focus more and more, lately in our specialty, the rooftops. We still offer one solution for the ground. However, we don't further develop it and work on it. We are now working, as I said, mainly um, where our specialty is. This is the rooftop area. And we are known, for having fast and easy to install solutions and reliable. No, we are known for being a reliable company in terms of cooperation. So um, our vision is basically to develop and distribute installation-friendly mounting system. As I said, we are known for that, installation friendliness, um, tailored to the needs of our customers. So we mainly get our ideas for improvements from you guys, from EPCs, from installers, and then we incorporate these ideas into new product developments. We also, as a company, wish to be a front runner, so to speak, in the area of digital platforms. I will dive straight into it after the company presentation. So we'll present to you our digital platforms. So we want to here also provide some benefit. As a company, we are also, just like Solarity, very much internationally set up. So the headquarters of the company is in Renningen, Germany. This is near Stuttgart. Then we have also daughter companies in France, in Italy, England, California, Mexico, South Africa, and Brazil. From this year, we also have daughter company in Australia and in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Um, so we are now going straight to the digital platforms that we have developed. I will now here ask you a question because I really want to know, um, first of all, what is most important for you when you think of mounting systems? So please participate by voting here. We want to know what you, where you place the most importance on. Sorry. Yeah. Now, hopefully, all of you can see the poll, the questionnaire. So, what is important for you? So, I'll hold on for a couple more seconds. It's 71% of participants giving their vote. So, okay, 1 minute. I guess this is enough. It's really important, this feedback. Thank you very much. I will share it also with my colleagues. Almost 2/3 of you have voted for price quality. So this is really important. So with K2, you get both. You get very, very competitive price, good quality. So we don't just produce a product, provide a product for you, but also our expertise, our support, the digital tools that you can use to simplify your work, to speed up your work, and of course, our international experience. Um, so back to the digital platforms, one of them, of course, is the RoofCheck app. And this is the app that you can freely download. It is available in 14 languages. And what you can actually do with the RoofCheck app. So it is mainly intended for installers, also for EPCs. You can, collect data on site if you are on the building or on the rooftop. You basically fill in the checklist, collect the parameters, and save them. You also have access through the app to our product catalog. You can, download, have a look at our technical documentations and video of installation. And this app is also synchronized with our planning software, design and planning software, K2 Base. So once you have collected your building and rooftop parameters, you will save them, come back to the office and open them from the software where you will start already your design. So these tools are synchronized and work together. As I said, in 14 languages. So, your participants are mainly from Hungary, Czech Republic, Poland, and also other countries. So you will find your language in the app as well. And now the most important digital tool, it's the planning design software called Base. I assume half of you haven't yet used, our planning design software K2 Base, so I suggest you start using it. It's really user friendly. You need like 5-6 steps before you get the specification of materials. So it provides three main benefits to you. So the first one is the specification of materials, of the components. Secondly, you get the layout. And thirdly, which is also extremely important, is the structural verification by Eurocode. So that means each of your systems must be structurally verified. This means the software will tell you, have I planned a mounting system which is strong enough considering the snow loads in my region, the wind speeds, the wind loads in my region, and so on and so forth. So this is very important. This software works extremely accurately. However, it is our responsibility, so the responsibility of the user to feed it with the correct, accurate parameters. This basically means that if you feed it with the wrong parameters, the software will produce, incorrect results. So this is not good. You have to make sure that you collect data from the building about the rooftop accurately and feed it into the software accurately. So this is very, very important. More and more, in Europe, also globally, especially with big EPC projects, the insurance companies will not wish to insure your project if you don't document it by Eurocode. So that means prove that your mounting system and your PV installation has been structurally verified. So strong enough and proven by the Eurocode standard. So this is very important for those who are encountering, our software and the world of mounting system for the first time, that this is extremely crucial. For those who have already, used our software, it's just a, quick information that we have improved it. We have added some features. We made a new dashboard, um, made a better overview. So for those who have been using it, I'm sure you have already noticed that. So how do you start working? First, download your app, like I said, free of charge. You start a project. Let's say that you're an installer. You are on site at the building or on the rooftop, even on the rooftop itself. You collect the parameter, fill out the checklist, attach the photos, and start the project documentation. Um, so when you come back to your office, back to the office, then you start planning and designing your project in our software. So you have just collected all parameters in the app, saved it in the app, and it's already, you can open it from our software and start your design. So you have like 5 steps before you get the layout, the bill of materials with specified components, and with the static proof, so structural analysis. One important information also for guys who use different inverters, our software K2Base is also connected with a few biggest inverter producers in the world. So these are SolarEdge, SMA, Fronius, Costal, Goodwe. We also have Archelios Pro connection there. This is mainly a tool, a software that gives you like energy calculations and stuff. So we enable you the link towards their software. Where is the benefit? Basically, mainly when you enter the parameters about your project, about your building, about your rooftop, they're already saved, and they will be saved also in their software. So you won't need to make double entries in their software. So if you use SolarEdge, for example, the parameters that you have used in the beginning in K2Base must already be in the SolarEdge as well, so you can save some time there as well. And when you plan the system, when you finish planning it in K2Base, you get a document, hopefully a verified one, like I said, by Eurocode. And you can use this document, of course, also with the installation, because it guides you through steps, how to install, you get the layout. With certain system, it also guides you to what sizes, what lengths you have to cut your rails. In the area of flat roofs, it gives you a very, very accurate guideline how to ballast the system, where to ballast it, how much ballast, and so on. So the report that you make as a printout from our software, you can easily use in your language when you actually install the mounting system. So very important. So I will make a quick questionnaire again with you. I will ask you a question. How many of you have already used K2 app? So K2 roof check app, sorry. So let's start with that. I want to see if you already tried the app. Most of you looks like it's going into the direction of no. So I hope that, after this webinar, you will start using roof check app as well, especially if you're an installer. Yeah, so it's a very, very big majority here not having used the K2 app, K2 roof check app. So more than 2/3 have voted already. So this is pretty much where it's going to be percentage wise. So thank you very much. I will wrap it up here. So the next app that we're developing is the Docu app. Docu app, which is coming soon, presumably in May. So what does this app provide you with when it's out? Basically, it's going to be the app that will enable you going paperless. So it's a digital tool again, where you will be able to download and upload all of your project documentation. So that means AutoCAD drawings, your K2 base calculations, pictures of your projects, reference pictures, rooftop pictures, you name it. So everything at one place. So the idea is to go paperless and actually, make it as simple as possible and paperless as possible for you. So this app will also be synchronized with the K2 base software and with the roof check app. So very important, it will be synchronized. Before we go to the actual new solutions, new products, so my final question will be in the area of K2 base planning design software. So I will ask you here, how many of you have already used K2 base design and planning software? So our main tool. So here, it's a very interesting division. It's almost 50-50. And now the share of you guys, having not used the K2 app is growing. So it's around 65-66%. 2/3 of you participants haven't used our main software, so for planning and design. So hopefully you will now, dive straight into it after this presentation, because it's amazing tool and very important one for the safety and professional installation. So first we have design, which has to be professionally made, and then as a consequence of design, professional installation. So these are final results. So exactly 2/3 of you haven't used the K2 based software. It's for free. You only have to register in your language, already available. So please start using it. Again, I have to emphasize, it gives you three more most important key points. Benefits. So this is the bill of materials you will get for your mounting systems, the layout, and the structural verification by the Eurocode norm. So by the Eurocode norm, meaning the main building code set by the European Union. So what's also very important for you guys who haven't used it, is Google Earth supported. So when you have a project and you have a location and address, you type in the address and it will lead you to the exact location of your project, and you will start designing and planning your mounting systems there. So it is Google Earth supported. So thank you very much. This was my last questionnaire. And now we're going straight to the new solution. So we have currently three generations, so to speak, of flat roof solutions. First, we started off having, SDOM Classic, which we still have. Then we have Dome V systems, and then now the newest generations, the newest generation for bigger PV modules is the Dome 6 flat roof solution. So um, here, the main difference compared to the previous generations for flat roof solutions is that this new generation is already 80% pre-assembled. So it comes to you, to our buyers, already in 80% pre-assembled, which gives you an enormous time-saving component in terms of your installation. So let me share more details about this system with you. So this is how the system actually gets delivered to our buyers. These are protection mats that are already integrated with the base rail, with the foot, middle foot, and with the front foot, if it's a D-dome system. And if it's an S-dome south-facing system, then same. So the rail integrated already with the protection mat, with the both feet, so front and end foot. The rest of components have to be just clicked into it. So this base peak element that you see, there is no screwing, no bolting. It is just click into the middle foot here. We are talking about very, very few components for this system and super, super speedy installation. So as you see, these peaks simply get clicked inside. What's also new is the new rail connector. It's actually just this bolt that you push inside, combined with the pin that you see. That's a new principle for connecting two rails. We like to say that this new system is completely tool-free. So tool-free meaning you don't need actually tools to assemble this system. I would say almost tool-free, because the only part where you need the tool is when you tighten the clamps, so end clamps, for example. This is the only step where you would need the tool, but otherwise it really indeed is a tool-free system. So this is enormously fast to install. What's also new with this system, we have added a spacer, so also called a jig in English. So since your PV modules are of different sizes here, you can install much faster if you use this jig, this spacer. So you can place the rails, the base rails, much faster by using this spacer. So this is a new component. And of course, the mat S, this has pretty much stayed the same. It's only the mat S is actually adapted or adjusted to the speed rail, because with the Dome 6, we use the speed rail, which is our regular component for trapezoidal metal sheet. So we are adding the speed rail back to our Dome 6 generation for flat roofs. Module sizes, this is a very important topic. We have just adjusted our Dome 6 flat roof generation for bigger module sizes. We have had so far possibility to integrate PV modules of the following lengths. So maximum length of PV modules 2,150 millimeters, and maximum width of PV modules 1,060 millimeters. This is for both systems, so D-Dome and S-Dome. And I will tell you a little bit more what we have done to also incorporate and integrate the largest PV module. So Where is the extra benefit of our latest Dome 6 flat roof generation system? It is also in the fact that it requires much less ballast. So I will give you a quick comparison. Our second generation, so our previous generation is called Dome V. And let's compare now how much ballast you need for an equal project, comparing Dome V generation with the latest Dome 6 10 flat roof mounting system. So let's say that we have a 702 PV module project of the Dome V mounting system. In this case, we would need, let's say, 1,891 kilos of ballast, which is roughly 3 kilos per module. With the newest generation of DDOM 6, we would need actually only 769 kilos, which is, a little bit slightly more than 1/3. So we need just 1/3 of the ballast that we previously needed with the previous generation. So every generation that we develop, we make it more stable. We make our systems more stable, more aerodynamic. So we need less and less ballast, which is very, very important. Cost-wise, and also, from the standpoint of practicality, because certain buildings are, limited in the sense how much extra weight load they can take up in terms of ballast and the concrete blocks that you can bring and place on the rooftop. Yeah, it's what I said. So 1/3 of the ballast usually we will need compared to our previous generation. I will now start with a video. I will show you how you easily and fast install our new mounting system. So this is already pre-assembled, gets delivered to the buyers, and all you do is the click-ins steps. So I will pause here briefly just to explain to you, this is the procedure called the Dome Fix Process. I will talk about this in a second. So I would say here is actually the first step where you would need tools, but up till this point actually was a tool-free system. Yeah, so that was a quick video. So these are basically rail sizes, rail lengths for D-dome and S-dome. So we're talking about 2,250 millimeter long rails for D-dome and 1,450 millimeter long rails for S-dome. Um, the standard module sizes and our system actually supports modules of the following width, 1060 millimeters. However, we have now upgraded our Dome 610 generation of flat roof mounting system. So now it is possible to incorporate um, PV modules of larger sizes, of actually the larger sizes with our flat roof mounting solution. So with the Dome 610 long, it's called long now, for the largest PV modules, can support module lengths up to 2.39 meter long PV modules and up to maximum widths of 1,170 millimeter long PV modules. So very important. This has been recently added to our portfolio. So it is also plannable like that in base. So this upgraded Dome 610 is called now just long. So if you have large PV modules. Um, I would like to make a very, very important caveat here, basically as a side note. So all these systems are clamped on their short side. So PV modules are clamped on their short sides. What does that mean? These largest PV modules, they tend to be a little bit weak in terms of their frame and how much pressure they can take. So a lot of these huge PV modules that are coming out now recently, the PV module manufacturers don't allow clamping on the short side. So, although we have upgraded our systems, that still doesn't mean that you're gonna be able to install it unless the PV module manufacturer allows you to clamp these PV modules on their short side frames. So that's very important that you check each and every time when you have a project. Can I clamp my PV modules, especially these large ones, on their short frame sides? So please remember that. If you cannot, then we have to customize, the system. Customization in the PV world, in the world of mounting systems, means a lot more expensive mounting system because it's not standard anymore. So make sure you double check that. One more quick sentence about these ever increasing, sizes of PV modules. We don't believe they're going to further like endlessly increase. In terms of the widths, we believe that PV module width will stabilize around 1,135 millimeters. So we don't think this will go just endlessly growing sizes and wattages like this has been the case in the past 2 years. So yeah, we now have the solution. But however, as I said, PV module manufacturers, it depends on them whether they provide you with a PV module that can be clamped on the short side. So we have made adjustments to support these huge PV modules. So we have actually added or upgraded our rail length so that you can actually install and incorporate it with our mounting system. And of course, these are the new rail lengths. So this is a base set of L size, large. So like I said, the width that is supported here is maximum 1,170, which now is the largest PV modules. So fixed roof connection. So for those who are beginners in the PV world and are participants today, when it comes to flat roofs, we consider flat roofs only when they're up to 3 degrees. If they're more than 3 degrees, then we don't consider them flat roofs anymore. The only, placing ballast on them and walk away is not good enough anymore. So if you have more than 3 degrees and which is not a flat roof anymore, basically you will have to do some mechanical fixation into the roof understructure. So very important because on flat roofs, flat roof solutions of ours are not anyhow fixed. They're just standalone systems which are ballasted. So let's have a look now how you solve this problem if you're dealing with a rooftop, which is let's say 4 or 5 degrees, 6 degrees and more in inclination. So we have a new solution now, which can be combined only with our Dome 610. That's so the newest generation. The element is called Dome Fix Pro Set and is pictured here. It is actually for roof inclinations up to 10 degrees. And it still reduces the amount of ballast, but it doesn't entirely eliminate the need for ballast. So it just reduces it when you have actually the roof inclination above 3 degrees. So I will show you again. Sorry, I'm looking for the picture. Maybe I have skipped it here. Here you can see this element. Here you actually see the anchors that go inside into the roof understructure. So this element actually you have to purchase and install yourself. But everything what you see here, it's called, so this rail, the connection to the anchoring. So this is what we provide, but the anchor itself and the anchoring, you have to buy that yourself. So we don't sell actually the anchor element, but only the connection to the anchors. So and this is called the Dome Fix Pro Set. So in K2 base, you will soon be able to plan with this. So K2 base will help you and show you in the design how many penetration points you need to perform, you need to do. So this will be soon possible to calculate within base. So if you have such project, now we do this manually internally at K2, but soon K2 base will provide you with that possibility. Um, the new microrail system, this is also a new solution for the metal wave-shaped roof. So I emphasize it's for the metal wave-shaped roofs, not for the, let's say, cement, fiber cement, asbestos-based rooftops, which are also wave-shaped, but this is for metal ones. Actually, it's a system made of two pieces. So the top piece is like a microrail, and the bottom piece with the radius, which perfectly sits on the wave. So depending on the, your location and the snow loads and the wind loads, the system, our software database will determine either the small variety, so 10 centimeter long one or the 25 centimeter long one. The difference is only, this one is stronger and it has two bottom pieces. So stronger rail is the 25 centimeter long rail for higher snow and wind load areas. So it perfectly fits the wave. So this is the radius, either 22 to 45. So it will fit, all radius that you are dealing with. Here with the microrail, you have to always design these your PV modules in landscape. Why? Of course, because as you see, microrail sits on the wave, along the wave. So it doesn't bridge the wave from one wave to another, but it sits on it along the wave. So that's very important. Go, please, here, always landscape. So another video here, let's see how this is installed. Yes, so this was microrail. Um, Rail app. Rail app is also the new solution that we have added to our portfolio last year. So what is Rail app? Basically, Rail app is solely a top piece that gets integrated together with either speed rail or multi-rail. So this is primarily a top piece, an addition um, for speed rail and multi-rail for trapezoidal metal sheet. What do we gain with that? So it's an extra distance of 60 millimeters. Probably, perhaps some of you have already noticed, PV module manufacturers have started more and more specifying, that their PV modules have to be installed on trapezoidal metal sheet with the distance at least 90 millimeters away from the top crest of the trapezoidal metal sheet. So by adding, the rail up, you gain another 60 millimeter distance. So you actually achieve this requirement by the PV module manufacturers. So they mainly specify or require that because of the underventilation, necessary underventilation of PV modules. So you need extra space between the trapezoidal metal sheet and the module to actually achieve that. Why specifically trapezoidal metal sheet? Trapezoidal metal sheet, among all rooftops, it gets the hottest. So it heats up the most among all rooftops. So this is especially important to have this distance when it comes to trapezoidal metal sheet. So very important, there are some module manufacturers that still don't require that, but more and more we notice that they do. So we have this extra piece, which is called rail up. Plus, what it also provides you with is more space if you use optimizers, like let's say a solar edge. With speed rail and with multi-rail, it's not that easy to squeeze it in sometimes. So by adding a rail up, it will be much easier to add and incorporate optimizers. So it's very easy to install. So as you see, this is our standard element MK2, which fits any rail of ours. It's a clockwise turn and it's already clicked in, tightened with a Allen bolt. So it's very easy to add this top piece called rail up. So let's see now the video. Okay, this was rail up. What is also a new product is a new roof hook called single hook Alpine. As the name suggests, this is a roof hook primarily used in countries where they have mountains, a lot of mountains, and also projects in the mountains. So this is a very, very strong roof hook, intended for areas with huge snow loads. So very, very strong, robust roof hook. The bracket thickness is 10.5 millimeters, so you will easily verify it. So um, as I said, countries with a lot of mountains and projects in the mountains. So there's a lot of such countries in Europe. So mainly, our audience is from Hungary and Poland. So you don't have projects in the mountains mainly. So, but just it's good to know that we have such product as well. The new crosshook 4SL. So this is a new roof hook that can be combined with the solid rail family. So crosshook 4S so far has been only intended for our single rail family with the climber, but now you can also, as you see, combine it with the T-bolt and using solid rail family. So this is our best seller, actually. Crosshook 4S family actually is our best seller in the area of roof hooks. People like to work with it because it's very, very adjustable. So first of all, you have 3 times adjustability here under the bracket. Then you can also adjust it horizontally, left or right. And of course, here on the bracket, the final height is also adjustable. So this roof hook is super adjustable. As these tile roofs, their timber structure is never accurate or precise or even, let me say. So you need roof hooks with such flexibility and adjustability. So you have a lot of options with this roof hook as well. Plus, to add, it's a very strong one. So if you have a lot of, wind and snow loads in your area where you have a project, you will also be able much easier to verify it, structure verify it than, let's say, barrier 2. What is also what we have added the second half of last year is the new rail lengths. This is primarily due to the fact because the PV module sizes were constantly increasing, growing. So these new lengths are easy to remember. They are now 2.2, 2.25, 3.3, 4.4, and 5.5 meter long rails. So this applies to single rail, solid rail, and speed rail. So also this is new. This is, as much as I have prepared. Let me also add that we are working on new solutions now in the area of digital platforms, as I explained to you earlier. So Docu app will be new. We will upgrade the software, the K2-based software, with new features, with new possibilities soon again. Make sure you update it with F5 function on your keyboard when you use it. We're really adding a lot of features there. In terms of new products, sometime first half of next year, we will have floating systems. So floating systems meaning for water, especially for degraded, abandoned water areas. We see a lot of, several giga of watt target market globally for that. We'll have that. Then we are also looking into agricultural solutions that we are also developing. I cannot share a deadline with you or something like that on that or any dates. But just so you know, we constantly either upgrading our existing solutions or adding completely new ones. So if you're a K2 base registered user, of course, you get also newsletters with the product novelties, news from K2 constantly. So thank you very much. The last section, of course, now we'll also take questions from you. Let's spend 10 minutes for questions. So if you have questions, now it's also the time for us to reply to you and take questions. So you can also chime in. So I think Thomas will have the last word. But let's pause for a moment. Maybe, the participants have questions.
Yes, so I'm just trying here to get my presentation to work. 1 second. Oh.
So Alessandro, how was the questions during my presentation? Maybe, was there many questions? I'm really curious to know that.
I received only one question, but I saw now that we have many questions on the other side of
Yeah.
in the chat room. We have some questions. I try to answer them now.
Yeah. So yeah, so please ask us. We will now maybe spend 10 minutes on these questions now. Maybe Thomas, you want to share your last word here, or we wait for the questions and we wrap it up then?
Yeah, we can. I got some, as was mentioned, it came some questions in the chat instead. But yeah, here we get one question. Is it possible to combine new flat roof east-west mounting system with previously used protection mats, which are soft?
Yeah, actually not, because the base rail with the new Dome 6 generation is some speed rail, which is a different rail than the base rail with Dome V previous system. So it's with Dome V, it's a wider base rail. So the protection mat is same material, everything is the same, just design of course cannot be the same because the rails are different.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got another one here. Can you suggest a solution for metal tiles?
Well, metal ties, yes, of course, but it depends on what you mean by metal ties. When you say metal ties, there can be at least 10 varieties of metal tiles. So it depends on the microprofilation. Is it wave shape? Is it trapezoidal? Is it the standing seam, folded seam? It depends, right? The question is very general. So
Mm-hmm. So is there, in principle, is there any difference between metal tiles and normal tiles? Or is
yeah,
there something extra?
microprofilation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of the metal sheet. Yeah. So if you can a bit elaborate on your question or specify it into detail, then I'll be more concrete answering it. So
Yeah. And if you have questions here also, you can see on the slide that I'm sharing, you can send them in, depends which language, you send them in Polish, Hungarian, or English to
yeah,
Sales
so
at Solarity.
Balázs and the Solarity colleagues have questions in their local language, unable to answer, please chime in, right?
Yes. So any more questions to K2 or to Solarity?
Yeah, there is some questions here. Will you or Celerity be able to make PV design using K2 to apply app system microinverter? I'm not familiar with this app system microinverter. Actually, I don't know. I don't know the brand. We are striving to add as many inverter producers possible, but cannot answer it because I have never heard of app system microinverter. So we have the main brands now like SolarEdge, SMA, Fronius, the ones that I told you about. So what is the angle of modules of the system for flat roofs? 10 and 15 degrees. So this is a standard in the PV industry that has become a standard. Why it is not more or less, or why is it not flexible? It has to do with the aerodynamics. So these systems are ballasted, they're not fixed. So the more you increase the inclination angle, the more ballast you will need. So somewhere after 15-degree inclination angle of PV modules, this ballast starts, exponentially grow. So it doesn't make sense. So kind of it's stabilized and it has become industry standard at 10 or 15. And that's a question for Solarity. What kind of microinverter Solarity offers? So this I cannot answer. So if you can take over your questions.
Yeah, we offer all possible brands according to previously. I have a challenge because I cannot. This questions that comes in a chat, right, Matthias?
Yeah.
I
Chat.
cannot see the questions when they're coming in the chat when I'm presenting. I can only see the questions and answers. So maybe I can ask Kostek to answer that question.
But he has to switch to English, right?
Yeah, you have to switch to English. Kostek.
Then you can chime in, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So there's somebody has to.
Yeah, and then if you have more questions, you can always contact sales. We are there to answer you. Okay. Thank you, Kostek.
So there's another question. Where are the optimizers mounted in the flat roof system? Module frame or rail? So yeah, it's the rail. So I think there was I can play the video again. This was shown in the video. So you can again go to our website or just go to YouTube and see this video that we have shown today. You will see how it's easy to add the optimizers to our rails.
So we had another question here coming in the question and answer section. So I'm unfamiliar with your product. So do we have any ground solutions from K2?
Ground solutions, we still offer one mounting system called NREC. This is a mounting system intended intended for concrete foundations, so that's not a ramped solution, ramped into the ground. And that's pretty much the only one we've got at the moment. So yeah, of course, yeah, as I said, our specialty, we are huge specialists for rooftops. We have this one solution for called NREC with concrete foundation, but we don't offer usually projects that are bigger than 1 megawatt. So we leave this to competition, but we still take, smaller up to 500 or 1 megawatt projects on the ground with concrete foundations. So,
and we as Solarity, we have K2 is our, let's say, our only and main brand when it comes to rooftop. So this is, as you say, this is your specialty, and this is what K2 is a fantastic product for. And then when it comes to ground mounting, and so we also have other solutions to be able to.
Yeah, you have a ramped solution from somebody, I think, as well. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's the same with on the inverter side. So you can look into our web shop, contact our sales. We can do the project for you as well, help you to choose the right structures and so on. Because yeah, we do this support as well. So questions coming in from in the chat maybe, which I don't see. Do you have anything more there? Okay.
No more questions, right?
I don't think so. So yeah, and if you have anything, you see the sales at solarity.cz, PL or Hungary, you can contact us there. The webinars will be available on the YouTube channels, and all the presentations you have seen will be sent your email. So unfortunately, we had a little bit issue with the translation in the beginning, but you will get a second chance to look at it. So I believe we can round this off, and thank you very much for participating, and thank you very much, Kate, to do this together. And it's always nice to work with you, and I wish you all a great day.
Thank you to you, Solarity, for organizing this event, and thank you for the participants for taking part in the presentation. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.